Never going to get easier. And I'm not making this video to push out some sort of depressing content or to just be negative, but this is just the reality. Because a lot of you guys, and myself included, you guys either had or have this false sense of, or this false thought process or this false perception on self development as a whole, becoming the best version of yourself as a whole, or just anything that takes effort to progress in. Like you have this false thought process to where you're like, okay, as long as I continue to go, they have to get easier, right? And that's as far as from the truth as you can possibly go, because the reality of it is the more that you progress, the more that you grow as a person, the more that you make progress in the gym, the more that you do anything at a higher level, the more difficult it's going to become. Like it's going to get harder. And the thing is, like I said, some of you guys can have this thought process to where it's like, oh, it has to be easier than this because it sucks right now. And the easiest way that we can like use an example is through the gym. Like when you first started going to the gym and you hit your first set that was like so difficult, and you felt like you were gonna die, or all this stuff was going on, and it felt overwhelming. It was hard, right? It's never been a time since then to where showing up to the gym got easier. The only way that things get easier is by you getting better. And that's the only thing that's going to change, because regardless of where you're at in the gym, if you're pushing the failure, you're going to have to put just enough weight on the bar that you can handle X amount of reps for. And you're going to have to continuously put yourself through the same amount of strain that you did when you were weaker. And an example of this, like I said, is like if you go to the gym and you put a plate on the bar and you can only hit five, as you get bigger, you get stronger, then you're gonna hit a point to where you're doing 225 for five, and so on and so forth, right? And I'm making this video because this is something that I personally need to hear right now, and I know that it could possibly benefit someone out there right now, watching this video. And it's just the fact that if your life feels difficult right now, or if you feel like progressing is hard, don't ever put yourself in the state of mind to where you're looking for a way to make things easier. Because if you do that, you're just going to fall down this trap of coping and avoiding the things that you need to do. Because in reality, if something's difficult, if it's hard right now, the only thing that you have to change that is to change your skill set, to change the person that you are now, to become a better version of yourself, a version of yourself that's able to handle whatever struggles you're going through, or a version of yourself that's able to attack a certain situation, or react to a certain situation in a better way. Like if you go through some sort of trauma, or if you're down on yourself, or if you're in a negative state of mind, nothing objectively on the outside is going to change, right? If you went through something during your childhood, or if you went through a bad breakup, or if you went through some sort of hardship, right? It doesn't really matter like what happened. The only thing that's going to change your perception of it, or how you react to it, is just how you've trained yourself to do so. So if you go through a rough patch in your life, and at one point you were a version of yourself that would, completely crash over it, and, just be in the worst spot mentally that you could possibly be in, versus becoming someone that uses that pain as fuel to then go further and make more progress, the thing that happened doesn't ever change. Like it's going to be the exact same thing no matter what. The only thing that's going to change is how prepared you are, or how much better you got to handle that thing, right? And I know I'm probably repeating myself a lot in this video because I can't really word this in a way that I want to, but I'm gonna just keep going regardless. It's like Dude, if you're going through some sort of hardship right now, some sort of struggle, or you want to progress, the only choice that you have is to get better, because it's never going to get easier. The work's always going to be hard. There's always going to be something that pops up in your life. There's always going to be something that is going to get you down, or there's always going to be some sort of roadblock in the way. But you can't really control what happens on the outside. You can only control the type of person that you are right now. And you ideally want to become the type of person that is either well prepared for these roadblocks, or is able to handle them more, or just become a version of you that in a way isn't even affected by the negative things in his life right now. And I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, but like I said, this is the perfect example of this is the gym. It's because it's like, dude, you think benching 405 is going to be easy? No, right? Like, the only way you're able to get to 405 is to do the work that it takes to become the type of person that's able to do 405, and to become your new normal. Like, 405 in itself is never going to get any lighter. The only choice that you have is to become stronger in order to handle that amount of weight, right? And this is, I guess, the only way that you can go about anything in your life when it comes to wanting to make more progress or wanting to be better, is just understanding that it's never going to be easy. It's never going to get any easier or any better than what it is now. Like, you are the only thing that can get better. You are the only thing that's going to allow some sort of change to make it feel easier. But at the end of it all, the work's going to be the same. The weight's going to be the same. The issues are going to be the same. You're the only thing that can change in this, and that's the only thing that's going to dictate whether or not you crumble under these hardships that you're facing, or if you become a version of you that's able to jump over these hurdles in your life. And yeah, that's really all I can say. Yeah.